I wanted to make a short video on how to do this coffee beans assignment. It's not in the book, and the reason I did that is that the book doesn't teach how to make a table of contents, and it doesn't teach how to insert citations. Two things you need to know if you're going to write papers in college. So it's worthwhile to take the time to do this, to learn those things. So here's your assignment, and you download here, and it's a zip file. You'll download it, and it's going to look like this once you've downloaded it. So you'll extract it, choose where you want to extract it to here, and I'll do it to my desktop. I've already done it, so I don't need to do it again. Once you've extracted it, you'll get a folder which has 4 files in it. There's the document you're going to work with. This is unformatted. There's a PDF file that's an example of what it should look like when you get done, and a couple picture files to insert inside of it. So let's take a look at our unformatted file. It's here. It's got some things. It's got some references. People made suggestions to changes. There's some badly spelled words, things like that. But what I want to show you first is how to use styles to set your organization. And once you have the Word document organized, you can automatically create a table of contents. It's very cool. So let's look at our the final document that it's supposed to look like when you get done. This is the PDF. And notice it has a table of contents at the beginning with page numbers. Looks like a lot of work, but it actually isn't. And here's a formatting of our document here. A few things, headings showing through here. So let's take a look back at our document and do some of these things. First, I'm going to take the How Coffee Works and use my styles up here to make that a title, because that's the title for our whole document. Next, if looking at the organization for the document, the way it's set up, I'm going to make this a heading 1. That's going to start the organization of my document now, and I can take a look at View, Navigation pane. You can see I've started to organize this document. It's got headings, and there's Introduction to How Coffee Works. And I'm going to take this line here. Notice I can click out here on the left and get it. And I'm going to come to Home again and make that a heading 2. And I can also make this a heading 2. Now, a faster way to do this is I can use my Format Painter. I'm going to double click on it. And when I move over text now, it's got that little paintbrush. So I can come down, find my next thing I want to be a heading 2, highlight it. It's now a heading 2. Highlight it. It's a heading 2 because I'm actually painting the format onto these now. Heading 2. Heading 2, and I think one more, heading 2, and that's it. So I can click up here to turn the Format Painter off, and my document is organized right now. And I can see that over there. Once my document is organized, scroll to the top, insert a blank page. So on Insert, Blank Page, I have a blank page here. Now I want to put my table of contents in, and it'll utilize this organization that I just set up for the document by using those heading 1s and heading 2s. That's under References. I just come over here and I choose which table of contents I want. I'll just pick the first one and bang, there it is. So it's pretty easy to put a table of contents in once you realize that you're organizing the document as you come along. I'm going to close this navigation window because we don't need it now. And I'm going to show you how to do citations, which is the next important thing to do. So you notice you have some citations in here, like Anthony, the Coffee Pioneers, Greer, and so on. So you've got some citation in here already. I'm going to add another one here just for fun. I'll add, show you how to add a citation. So I'm going to add a citation here. I'll insert citation. This is under references again. Insert citation. I have all these there. I'm going to add a new source. I'm going to add for Cagney, James, love coffee in 2015. Bend. And I don't need to fill in the rest unless I want. And I'll say OK. There's a citation. It's gone in there. So that's how you add all your citations to a document. And when I want to do my works cited or my bibliography, I'll just come to the bottom of the paper here. I probably want to insert a blank page at the end and come back to references, and I can insert under references, bibliography. I can put a works cited in. And bang, they're all there. Even the new one that I just added is there. So I can add citations all the way through. I can manage these if I want to change. By the way, MLA this is where you'd set your MLA type, which is what they use at COCC. So just so you know how you do that. And you can manage those sources. So you can add them, you can edit them here, you can add a new one, you can, and this is a master list. This could be there for other papers you write. In other words, if you're doing the nursing program or pre-nursing, you could have a bunch of biology sources and keep using them over and over again in new papers. So that's how that would work. Suppose I want to, you have a table here. Let's do a table real quick. I'm going to insert a table. And I'm just going to insert table. It's going to recognize right off that's what I want. And I can play with this, make it smaller, smaller. And if I want to center this, I could click here. When I click here, it gets the whole table, that little plus sign. That means do this to the whole table. Come back to home, and I could center that. So you have that. So you can play with your table there. I could right-click on the first one and insert a row above, and I can then type in country and whatever else I wanted to do there. I could fill this in with color, some kind if I would like, and so on. So you can build your tables like that. One last thing I wanted to show you at the top. If you notice, the original document, or the one we're working toward, has a footnote here. And that's the last thing I'll show you. Here, you already know how to do page numbers from your previous assignments. So there's a footnote down here, a link to how coffee works, and actually is a hyperlink. So I'm going to, back to my document here, highlight this, and come back to references. And I'll insert a footnote. So down here is the footnote now, and I can say link to how coffee works. Highlight that. Well, highlight that. Well, first I'm going to go out to my site here. That's a blog. I'll go to How Coffee Works. Search for How Coffee Works. This is Chrome. I can just do that like that. I'll go to How Coffee Works. There it is. So there's a link. This is my URL. I'll right-click and copy that, which puts it into copies that URL into my clipboard so I can paste it back. Come back to my document here, highlight the link to How Coffee Works, and insert a hyperlink. So it comes up here, it wants that address. I'll paste from my clipboard. Okay, so now this is a hyperlink that will take me to where that goes once I publish this. So have that. The other things you might want to go through in review is you might want to accept all changes. So you notice it's going to fix things like that. probably want to go through and check the spelling and grammar. Her name you want to ignore because I assume that's spelled right. By, ignore. And staple is spelt wrong, so change it. That sounds okay. So you can just keep going through, and I wouldn't do it. Well, you could just change. You know, Baba Budin, that's probably right, so you want to ignore that. Pauletta, that's probably right, someone's name, and so on. So you get the document done like that. You can insert your pictures as you learned how to do it before and add effects to them and everything. So I just wanted to give you an idea how to do the table of contents and how to do the works cited, because those are things that are going to be very useful to you in the future.